Hey everyone, Ultimate Despair here, and welcome to Slay the Princess. Now, I have absolutely no clue what this game is about, but I love the art style, absolutely. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and I grabbed it for cheap on a sale. So, let's see how it goes. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Game is also quite... Okay, so hopefully the sound settings should be good now. Let's see. Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can someone else do this? Forget I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Well, there are a lot of options here. That's okay, thanks for telling me what to do. I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Suddenly continue, turn around and leave. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay. End of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
What's so bad about her? How can a princess locked away in a basement in the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
I'd like to ask a couple more questions. Do you have any evidence?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Okay. Do we get some sort of reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Oh, don't tell me my reward will be the world not ending. Can you tell me what my price is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
That's what they always say. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Okay, I'll be the judge of that.
And each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
We shall see.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
A princess in a cabin, okay? I was expecting kind of like, you know, a tower or something?
We're not
or
going to
dungeon?
go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that was the voice of the hero there. Okay. Can I like interact with anything here? What's that? Okay, that's the history. Save the game, options, and auto. Okay. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
That seems a little convenient. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I mean, it would be, but it would be, you know, a lot more personal.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Why is she here in the first place?
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Your worst nightmare.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Kind of throws me off how the voice of the hero and narrator almost sound exactly the same. I'm gonna continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Don't want to say anything wrong.
You walk down the
Oh,
stairs
she's even chained up.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I mean, I guess. No, I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Sure.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
I'm not gonna approach her or anything, I just wanna have a nice civil conversation.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
You're welcome, I guess?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Didn't want to get this close, but sure.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I don't know, actually. Yeah, do you know why I'm here to kill you? I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
I agree, voice in me head.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Yeah, makes sense. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Oh, that arrogant look on your face.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
You're a little too snobby for my taste, whatever. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
I just did.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the
That
world.
face
I
says
think.
otherwise.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Who's locked you up
How
here?
long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Nah. I don't know nothing. More inclined to trust you rather than I wouldn't say that. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Sure.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like
We're gonna
this?
do the auto here.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Right now I trust nobody.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Subjugating monarch, you see. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
And chop off your hand? Because I'm not going through that.
Sharp eyes
Through
set
that.
on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
We've talked enough, I guess.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I
No
could just leave you
one
here.
here.
Could just slay the princess right here and there, but I'm gonna keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Yeah, keep you locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
She's been here for so long.
One
And a couple
way or
more minutes
another,
won't.
I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
How about you drop
And
the
if
attitude
you
first?
don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Making it really hard for me to
You
To like
have to
you.
make a choice.
and feel sympathy.
Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Well, smell you later.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins.
How about you, Mr. Narrator? Give me a little bit more
It's a
intel.
choice we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Was that shing right now
It won't
me
be
taking
long
up the
before I
blade?
slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Okay.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
It's true. Yeah, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. Maybe I can threaten her to,
It's
Give me a little bit more
never too
intel.
late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Oh, is she like gonna clock me in the face?
Sidesteps
Yeah.
your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure.
Why is my hand all like that?
Shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones,
Ooh.
making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is.
Okay, so
Everything goes dark, and you die.
awesome. Okay. Chapter 2. So I
You're
died
on
and...
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
So we're just going straight to
And
chapter
in
2?
the basement
Huh?
of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Deja vu? Yeah.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Clearly not.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I mean, she's clearly got the upper hand, so
It's going to
I'll
be
just
a
keep it
lot
there.
harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Oh, voice of the broken now, not the
She's
hero.
not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
This is more than just a deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
I mean, who are you? You're just a voice in my head. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course,
I did listen to you.
we couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Maybe the princess remembers me?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
No, it's the voice of the hero again. Huh.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
There are now 2 voices in my head.
She's capable of
Plus the
anything,
narrator, so
you're
3.
capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Okay. Whatever you say, let's talk about the princess.
Just be quick about it.
All she did last time was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world? Quote you from last time, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head.
Okay, okay.
The cabin.
Just keep on gaslighting me.
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Who locked her in the basement?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this.
Apparently not.
Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
You're being cagey. Why aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better.
Not sure about that. She killed me last time around. How can I make sure it doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me.
I did listen to you.
Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
That is all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Nah, son.
You're right. We should just leave. There's nothing we can do to stop her, so we might as well enjoy what little time we have left. Seriously?
I mean, I just don't think she's
Turn around and
deserves to die.
Do you even know where you're going?
She might be all high and mighty and all that, but come on. I'm just gonna quietly continue down the path.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved.
What kind of Looney Tunes shit is that? Turn around again and leave again?
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Okay. Things are happening.
What's going on? Where are we? We're dead, obviously.
Tau. World around you is unbound. It's physical matter replaced by texture and nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulation pulls louder as something other comes close. Oh. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. This is a nightmare, wake up. It's not. Ouch.
Ultimate Despair Live.